our maths today, we are going to play a funny game. It's called the chickenpox counting game. So if you think back to the book, where's the book? In the book we read earlier on with the doctor, it had a poorly patient. And the poorly patient was a little boy and he had spots. You see? Spots all over his arms. And they were called chickenpox. So I've created a game called the chickenpox counting game. Before we play it though, I think because we've had a week off, let's have a little practice of saying our numbers in the right order. What number do we always start with when we're saying our numbers and counting? We always start with 1. Well done. So what we're going to do first is clap and count to 10. Are you ready? Let's all do it together. Clap and count to 10. Starting with 1. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you think we could roll out 10 fingers? That's not too tricky now, is it? We're getting much better. So you're going to show me the fingers on your, the amount on your fingers. So when I say 1, you're going to put 1 finger up. When I say 2, you're going to put 2 fingers up. When I say 3, you're going to put 3 fingers up. And so on. Are you ready? Let's do it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Give your 10 fingers a wiggle. Well done, children. Well done. Okay, this time. Now this game, when we count all the spots up at the end, we might get past 10. So do you think we could clap and count this time to 20? Now I know some of you have been practicing to 20 and some of you have been going past 20 up to 30. So let's have a go at 20. Are you ready? So 1 is what we start with and we keep counting, clapping and counting all the way up to 20. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Well done, children. That's a big number, isn't it? 20. So, shall we get playing this game? Now, because I'm at home, I couldn't find a dice anywhere. So I've made one. Mrs. Nolan's so clever today. And you could make one at home as well. All you have to do is find a box. It could be a tissue box. I nearly used a tissue box, but there was too many tissues left in it. But you could always take the tissues out just for your game. And then I found this box had a mug in it. So any box will do. And then I cut up some paper and then I drew spots on. So I drew that many. Now, what we're going to do with this game, because it's a game with a dice with spots, this is good for our subitizing practice. And shall I just remind you what subitizing means? So subitizing means if you just look at an amount and say what it is, that means you subitize that number. Okay, it means you know that's that amount without counting. How clever is that? And don't worry if you're not yet, because you're only little, and that's how the more you see it on the dice, the more you'll learn, or on cards or anything really. And we'll start with lower numbers. They're always good to subitize. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. How many is that? Well done. It's just 1 on its own. Most people can, most of the nursery can subitize 1. They don't have to point and count and say 1. They can just look at it and see it's 1. Now some of us have to, for the next number, it could land on that number. What is that number? Now if you've just looked at it and said 2, that means you subitized that number. You knew that amount just from looking at it. But some of us are still practicing And so we might need to use our counting finger and count by pointing to each spot. 1, 2, and that's brilliant as well if you can do that. 1, 2, that's 2. Okay, let's have a look on the dice again. What's that number? If you said 3 without counting, that means you sabotaged 3, which is very good. If you didn't, don't worry, it's also very good if you can count them with your counting finger. Have a go. Count them with your counting finger. Well done. I'm going to count them with my counting finger now. Watch Mrs. Nolan, watch me. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 there. So I stopped at 3. That's how I know. There's 3. 1, 2, 3. The last number I said was 3. That means there's 3 there. Let's have a look at the next number. How many is that? Now, if you said that there was 4 without counting, that means you sabotaged 4. That's very clever. And also, if you can't sabotage 4 yet, don't worry. That's also very good if you can count them. Can you count them with me? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 there because the last number I counted was 4. So there's 4 on that one. And then if I roll it to that and land on that one, look how many spots is there. How many is it? It's a bigger number now. There's a bigger amount. So that means sabotaging gets a bit trickier. Okay, so if you knew from just looking, that means you sabotaged 5. And if you needed to count, that's also very good as well, because you know that all you have to do is point to each one. So shall we try that, all of us? Watch my finger. It points to each one so I don't miss any out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 there. 5 was the last number I counted. That means there's 5 there. Well done. Oh, now there's even more on this one. How many is that if I land on that one? That's right. If you said 6, you were right. If you didn't, you don't quite know yet from sabotaging, that's okay, because we're going to count and check. Are you ready to help? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 there. The last number I counted was 6. That means there's 6 in total. Okay, so that's my dice. It's not quite a cube, it's more of a cuboid, but it should still work because all I have to do with the dice, let's roll it onto my table, let me show you, is we roll it along. Ooh, now, so that's the number it landed on. We all know what that is. What number is that? That's right, it's 1. So to play this game, you can play it with your grown-up, or if you've got a brother or sister. Now I will try and put these pictures on the web page so that you could print them out, or you could just draw your own big faces. It's entirely up to you, because what you need is a face like these. There's a little boy and there's a little girl with bunches, and you and your grown-up or your sister or brother are going to play against each other. Or if you've got more people that you want to play with, you could have more faces, okay? Roll the dice and take turns to roll the dice. Whatever it lands on, you've got your own board, okay? So, got Miss Polly had a dolly. Right, so imagine this is this is hers, and that's mine. So you could be playing against somebody. I'm just trying to find somebody then. Okay, so you and your brother or sister, or your mum and dad. One is yours, one is theirs. Okay, take turns. Right, I just rolled on that number. We already said what it was. It was number 1. So I am going to draw that many spots because he's got chicken pox. Okay, so chicken pox is when you get poorly with lots of spots all over you. It's a bit of a virus, and these spots appear. Sometimes they're really, really itchy. Sometimes parents do take their children to the doctors to just check that these sort of blister spots are chicken pox. And then The doctor might say there's some special ointment or cream or something to cool the spots down, to calm them down. Calamine lotion is quite good, but that's what the doctor might tell them to go and get to make it better, and that's what the doctor does. So I'm going to put one spot, I'm going to put it on the boy. He's got a spot on him. How many has he got now? That's right, he's got one. I'm lucky because I've got these paint dabbers. But you could use felt tips, you could use paint, use your fingertip, dip it in the paint, splodge one on. How fun would that be? Okay, so I'm going to roll the dice. Pretend that I'm this little girl's going to roll the dice. Now she's just landed on that one. Whoa, that's a big number. How many spots will we need to draw this time? So whatever you see there is the amount of spots I need to draw on the little girl. If you're not sure from just subtilizing the spots here, then we can count them and check without counting finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 spots I need to draw on to my little girl here. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at these two. So the little boy and the little girl. Whoa, who's got more spots? If you just look at them, you can see who's got more. She's got more. Who's got fewer or less spots? He's got less spots, hasn't he? That's quite right. Right, should we have one more go for each of the boy and the girl? Okay, let's roll the dice. Here we go. Ooh, so this is how many the boy needs now. How many spots will I draw on the boy? Well done. If you said 3 from just subtilizing, that was very clever. Well done. And let's count. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 spots. Good counting. Well done as well. So we need to draw 3 spots on to represent 3. We go like this. 1, 2, 3. He's getting more and more spots now. Let's see about the girl now. We're going to roll the dice for the little girl. See how many more spots she needs. Ready? Not again. Hang on a minute. How many have we landed on again? It's the same as last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spots we've landed on. We need to draw 5 on. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at her spotty face, children. Who's got more spots now? She's got much more. We have to carry on counting for that one. There's much more spots. Who's got fewer or less spots? Remember, that's not as many. It's him, isn't it? He's got less spots at the moment. Should we have one more go? Okay. This is for the boy. How many is the boy going to have now? That's a big number. How many this time? Remember, if you don't know from just looking, use your special counting finger to count along like me. I'm going to do that now because it's a bigger amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spots I need to draw on him now. I think he's going to end up with more and more. Do you, children? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots. He's got lots and lots of spots now, hasn't he? And because he had another go, let's have another go for the girl. Ready? Oh, let's do it again. Oh, how many this time? Now, some of you might be able to just subtilize that number because it's quite a lower number, smaller number. If you don't, you can count with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 spots So I need to draw 3 spots. 3 more spots on my little girl up there. Okay, let's see. Good counting, those who help me there. Are you ready? Let's draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Shall we count them on each and see how many they've each got now? Because there's a lot now. Okay, let's count the boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, that's a lot. 10 spots. I'm going to write 10 with my special red paint. 10 on that one. Let's see. Can you help me count this one? There's more on this one. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, that's a big number. Wow. So we got to 10 and we carried on counting. That means that the little girl's got more spots than 10. 10, and then we carried on counting to 13. That means there's more spots. That means he's got less, he's got fewer spots than her. Let's put 13. That's a 1 and a 3. 13. Wow, I love playing this game. I wonder how many yours will end up with. Will they end up with more spots than these two? They do look quite funny, but oh, it's not nice to have chicken pox. Anyway, it was a fun game called the Chicken Pox Counting Game by Mrs. Nolan, and I hope you enjoyed it. So there's different ways to represent the number of spots that you need. You can use dipping your finger into the paint and dabbing that many times, or your mums or dads can cut up some little circle spots out of coloured card and you can stick them on, or you can just get a felt tip, crayon or pencil and just draw the little spots on. Or if you've got any dabbers are good. Dabber markers, they're good as well. Okay, now if you want to change the game a bit, you can. So grown-ups at home, this is one for you. Instead of putting spots, it's good for practicing subitizing this game with dice though. But if they're pretty good at subitizing up to 6, which is really tricky, then you could always make this dice but put numbers on instead. So recognising numbers, and then they've got to put that many spots on, whatever number they're showing on the dice. Okay, that's a different way you can change the game. I hope you have lots of fun. I love that game. So enjoy your counting game.